in a new studio today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this, number 5 in like a year and a half?
Yeah, never. We're getting really good at moving.
For real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Look at our
mean, why not?
chairs.
Look at this. I think we're coming up.
Yeah,
Every move has been like a little step up.
it has been. This is our final studio, hopefully, for a while.
Yeah.
But we don't have anything on the walls yet. And I
Well,
couldn't get our white tree here yet,
we're still, decorating.
but we'll get there.
The meat and potatoes is done,
It
right?
is.
So now
Yeah.
it's just the final decorative lighting and all that stuff.
The
And
final touches.
but why did we do this?
Why did we do this?
Yeah.
Because we know how to pivot
Exactly.
and stay flexible and not freak out
Yep.
when something changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Can you
look
do
for-
that? Do
Yep.
you guys, how adaptable are you in your business?
When you see a dark shadow, do you freeze and not know what to do? Right? Like that? Do you become a statue, or do you find a way to turn the light on in the darkness?
Yeah.
Right. And just shine a light into that and find ways through it. Right. What do you do? What's your mindset? Hope
Yeah.
it's the other one.
Most of the time when there's darkness too, it's like not an actual thing. That was a good,
You like that?
yeah. Because when you turn on the light, you're like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. But a lot of us see the darkness
Yeah.
or see the shadow and we're like, oh, it's so scary. I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
But if you just punch it in the face and turn on the light,
Yep.
usually it's not as bad as you think it's going to
You
be.
find out there's nothing really there.
Yeah,
Actually, all the things that come out at the night when you turn on the light, they scurry.
they
Like,
do.
the roaches scatter when you turn on the light.
Do you have roaches in your house?
When I was little, I got some stories to tell.
Uh-oh. All right, so that's what we're talking about today is we are talking about being flexible in
Yeah.
your business, being able to pivot, and we can speak from this in a lot of experience.
Definitely, we've got the experience.
Yeah, we've moved so many times. This podcast has moved like 4 or 5 times. Our office business has moved several times. You're in the middle of doing a complete reconstruction and you're
Yeah.
with a new building. And I think we're not going to just talk about the physical moves, but we're going to talk about like the
Purpose.
purple, like the mission moves,
Yeah.
the structural moves too, not just the physical moves.
Right. Yep. Because there's so much more involved than just, opening another location or the reason, wanting to opening another location, or going to another place is just, there's so much more involved in that.
And even if you're not physically moving, you have your business in the same spot for years and years and years, the world around you is moving. And I feel like it's moving now quicker than it ever has
Oh
before.
my God.
Technology is it's rapidly evolving. And unfortunately, if you're not at least staying up to date on the basics of technology, then you're going to get left behind. And we don't want that to happen.
100%.
Yeah,
Ooh, so let's talk about this.
let's do it.
Like, why? I kind of like want to incorporate the conversation to what we've done.
Let's do it.
Why the business project is here, right? Now, why are we, I can't even speak today. That's a re. Why are we recording here? And, what is the purpose of that? And what drove us to do something like this, right? Because it's the goal for the business project is what? To support the small business community, right? To be
Mhm.
that resource for the small business community, and technology, incorporating technology the right way is a major part of that.
Yeah, especially as the world is evolving and as technology is evolving, and it's overwhelming as a business owner because you're like, I don't even know. We went from having Facebook as our main, just one social media to now 5,000 different social media platforms. And so even something as basic as that is overwhelming because you're like, I don't even know now. Do I have to do 5,000 videos a day and post them on all of the things?
Yep. Exactly.
So we're here to help weed that through meeting with experts, having accounting professionals, having marketing professionals, having lawyers,
Yeah.
sales professionals, people that do manage social media accounts.
Better
having those-
Business Bureau,
Mhm.
organizations.
Christina,
Got
who
'em all,
does
Christina,
website
yep.
development and systems. So partnering with all of these people that have experience in these areas, and Christina just went to, I think Vegas, I don't know, not somewhere on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And she spent like 3 or 4 days in a big mastermind with people from all over the world,
Yeah.
talking about systems and managing a business and technology. And so we're bringing these people in here in the business project to give you guys that expert, these people that are learning these things for
Right.
you, and we're just putting it in one place.
Yeah. And you're building the infrastructure behind it. Not only you bringing people in, but you're building the infrastructure that businesses can participate in and utilize to help incorporate all of that learning they're getting from these professionals into their business.
Mm-hmm.
It's big stuff.
It is big stuff.
You got some strong shoulders there.
I do?
Yeah.
Ooh, big, strong shoulders. Yeah.
You need that as a small, especially, not only as a small business owner, but as someone that, whose goal is it to support the small business community. You got that takes a lot of courage and a lot of, just focus and drive to be able to do something like that. So,
well, I think it helps. And this is, I guess, one tip for you guys. We're not keeping track of tips, but this is a tip. So write this down.
Talking.
Yeah. I think a really important aspect too is bringing people in that can do the journey with you.
Mm-hmm.
And what you have going on here. And we just had a conversation before we went live on, I could name probably 10 people that are in a very similar industry as I am, but we have great relationships and we support each other. One of them she just launched a brand new business, great idea, put so many hours and thousands of dollars and invested so much into this new business. And then a law got changed that completely flipped her business upside down. And it's in a way, it's a competing business with ours. It's advertising. We're after the same customers. But instead of us, putting up a wall and competing against each other, we've come together and we've support each other. And how can we work together?
Yeah.
And I think that is, I was able to, be a voice for her during that time and help her calm down and brainstorm some ways around it. And so I think putting people, and then you are another amazing example of that. We have been in this journey together for 3 years now. Yeah. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't surround myself with you, because there's so many times. How many times have I walked in here and been like, I'm done, I want to quit?
I think that goes both ways.
Yeah.
But it's so true.
It is.
Yeah.
And so I think being open to surrounding yourself with people that understand what you're going through and not just taking from them.
Right.
I think that's one thing, like I can say the people that I've surrounded myself with, most of them aren't just there to take from me and to figure out what they could get from me, and vice versa. I'm not always, hey, what can I get from this person?
Yeah.
Instead, I say, what can I give to this person? How can I serve this person? And when both of you are in that mentality and constantly looking how to make each other better, you both grow.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Where you're looking for accountability, partnerships, and mentors and things like that. It's not just about what can I learn from this person or what can I glean from this person, and what can I give back? If you go into that relationship with what can I give back, how can I provide value at the same time as I'm getting value, then it's just becomes a more fruitful relationship and more genuine at that point, because you're truly looking to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think you're right when you talk about how there's multiple, you have great relationships with people in your industry, because there's multiple, you're not the only person doing what you do.
Mm-mm.
If you think you are, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Or going after the same target market.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing it a little bit different, there's people that are after the same dollars.
Exactly. And, there's enough to go around. Right. So being able to partner and just create relationships with people in your same industry, is a good way to grow your business. Because instead of looking at them as competitors, you're looking at them as, what's the word when you have colleagues,
Mm-hmm.
right? Peers. You look at them as peers. And those are people that you can learn from and share information with to help the industry as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Which clients love that. Customers love that when people are actually working together to better support your base, your client base. That's this. It's about the mindset. Like you got to change your mindset sometimes as a business owner. Get out of your silo and think that you're only in it by yourself because you're really not. It's a whole community.
And that kind of ties into another thing I was talking about before we went live is I went to a networking event last night, and it's for small businesses in our community. I mean, I guess it's just businesses in our community. And I was a little disappointed because I know a lot of small businesses, business owners in our area. And I see the same like 5 at every place that I go. And we've got
Yeah.
thousands of business owners. It was a free event. It cost them nothing but a
Wow.
couple hours on a Thursday night. Literally all they had to do was show up. There was food, there was drinks, and yeah, like 5 out of thousands showed up, and it was marketed all over the place. It's not
Yeah.
like they didn't know about it. And I was pretty disappointed because I'm like, here on one end, I've got businesses telling me how they're struggling with things. They're struggling, getting creative or with
Mm-hmm.
social media or finding employees or, doing these things. And then on the other hand, they have an opportunity to show up at an event that can help them.
Right.
And it might not be in a big way, but you never know what'll happen. And nobody shows up.
You never know who you can meet.
Hmm.
Yeah. These events are that that go on. That type of event I think is great. I wish I could have made it, but I'm in the middle of still tax season and still
Yeah.
and building this
And doing
location
a whole
and all
building.
this stuff. So, if it wasn't for that, I probably would have been there. But the fact that, and I've been there before, but the fact that as a small business owner, and as I see what you're saying about our community in particular, how do you expect to grow if you're not getting out there meeting people, if you're not getting out there networking? What do you expect? Do you expect people just to come in because you opened the store or you're providing a service? Like you expect that to be like automatic? You got to get out there.
Hmm.
Like get out of your comfort zone, meet people, tell your story, listen to somebody else's story, because that's truly how you're gonna get the word out there for what you do.
Yeah, and talk about adapting and pivoting. I think that that's a great way too to put your finger on the pulse of what's happening in your community. If you're
Oh, that's
staying in
huge.
your store and or your shop or your office or whatever it is that you do, and you're just working and grinding every day, and even if you're watching videos online, TikToks or whatever of like, the latest to greatest business, that's a national. Usually it's, you're getting a variety from
Yep.
all over. But unless you're showing up to local events and participating, you're not going to really be up to date on what's going on and how you can serve your community and, voids that you can fill and what your clientele is struggling with and building these connections. And then in addition to that, there are people in your community that are sticking their necks out there talking from experience because we've done a lot of events and talk about a two-way relationship and
Yeah.
giving and thinking how can I serve this person or this business. If you're not attending these events that these people are spending hours and hours putting together,
Right.
you're not serving your community either, because that's how we all grow as we've gotten away from in person since
Yeah.
COVID.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? We've gotten away from it, but the community's wanting it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that business owners are, kind of behind the power curve now when it comes back to pivoting back. We're talking pivot. COVID hit, you had to pivot, right? You went
Yeah.
from in person to um, video, curbside delivery, non touch, 6 feet away, whatever the craziness was during that time. Now that that's behind us, people want to have that social interaction again. You want to get that social interaction. If you're not doing that, if you're not, as a business owner, trying to bring that back into your business, then you're behind the power curve. Get with the program.
Yeah. Get with it. Big time. I've got my Auntie Bones
What's up,
is on
Auntie
watching from
Bones?
California. And we got to get to Christina or
Oh,
to
yeah.
Lorneth. Let's do Lorneth first. We're going to say hey to Lorneth because we've got some cool partnerships. See, we do what we say we
Yep.
were going to do. We work, we collaborate, we bring others in. So we're going to give you Lorneth. We're going to hear something from Lorneth. IG, you just stay tuned. You're going to get to see the behind the scenes stuff
Yeah.
going on. Okay. So we're talking about pivoting and adjusting as a business owner. I feel like
Yep.
we talk about this all the time because it's super duper important. We talked about being flexible as you're moving locations, but also even if you're stable in one spot,
Yes.
adapting your business model, getting out there, talking to people, building relationships. Don't be in it on your own.
Mm-hmm. Why should a business, right? Let's talk about adapting when it comes to like getting word out there.
Okay.
Marketing, on the marketing side of a business, right? The old way of marketing your business was like networking. I think networking is always going to be there, right?
Always.
So the old way you have networking, you have direct mail, you have newspaper ads, you have billboards,
radio.
TV, radio. That's like the old school way of marketing.
Newspapers. Did we say that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The newspaper, classified ads and all that. And then it shifted to what? Like, I guess the internet started coming in.
Yeah.
And you had some internet things, email.
Website, email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think email is coming back. And now it's more social media, right? Like if you're not creating content for your business and you're not posting on social media and you're not utilizing social media as an aspect of marketing your business, then you should consider it.
You know what I found though? It's very important, yes, and it's a piece of the puzzle, but some of the traditional stuff still works.
Oh, yeah.
We're going back actually to text message marketing and email marketing and funnels and all of that because some of it doesn't. I feel like radio doesn't really work like it used to.
I don't think TV, radio, or billboard stuff. I don't think that really works like it used to.
No, but there are some of the traditional things that are working. And we talked before we got on here about Web3.
Yes.
Should we break that out of the box?
Blew my mind when you brought it up.
Yeah. Do you guys know what Web3 is? Have you heard of Web3 yet? Raise your hand if you have, even if you're not watching live.
I have today. Today's my
yeah. I don't know if it's a real thing, if it's really going to happen, but it like mind blown. I feel like we go through these moments, speaking about adapting, we go through these moments as a society where this like big thing breaks and changes the world, right? One of my thoughts is, doing the lines. What's it called when they did
the lines?
Like when you create.
What are you doing?
The production line, not those kind of lines. No.
Conveyor system.
Yeah, like like when they were doing cars, right? To where instead of each person having to go make this and then make that and then make this and then make that, they had a line.
Assembly line.
Assembly line. Thank you. That's the word. The assembly line.
Not the line.
Not the line that you do. Yeah. So that was a big, just a big, huge invention. The internet was a big, huge invention. The cell phone was big. Social media, right? So all of these times in history where this thing like completely impacted the way that we live. Well, we had Web 1, which is the just static kind of how the web first broke out, where it was websites and you just looked and pretty informational. And then we had the Web 2, which is when social media was introduced, where you can like interact and be a part of it. And then now they're talking about Web 3, and I don't know a ton about it, but I can give you what I do know, which is like the next big where we control our content. So Web 2 is like it's centralized in, this one central location that is the internet, and these places like Facebook and YouTube and, all the things. Like they can control your data and so they own. This is one thing we tell the businesses that we work with all the time is yes, social media is important. Building your Facebook audience is important. Being seen online is important. All of those things. But at any given moment, Facebook could just take away all of your things. All of your pictures on Facebook that you've put on Facebook, they could just be like, nope, you're locked out of your account never again. Can you access any of that? You don't own any of that. Well, Web 3 is supposedly a way to where you actually own your data. So instead of having it be in a centralized location, it is now the blockchain uses, and I don't understand all of that, but it's a blockchain technology to where if you create a video, you own it.
So it lives in your, basically,
hub.
They can't block you out of your own content.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying. So Facebook can shut you down. So if a lot of people, and this has been happening to a lot of people, where you've been getting shut down and locked out of social media, and you lose access to all of your videos, all your pictures. That won't be able to happen with Web3 is what you're saying.
That from what I understand is it's more of a blockchain thing to where it's not owned by those companies that are centralized, but it is it's owned by you. And I don't
Very
know what that means. But
interesting.
yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So talking about,
It's good to know.
pivoting and adapting and moving, I feel like this is, and then AI is obviously a big one that,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, the way I look at it is now, right? You have social media, and that's like your top of the funnel. When you talk about funnel and how you get people into buy your product or service, social media, your goal is to get them off of social media into your website, into your sales process, right? So you still utilize it, but not to live there. Like that's not where your bread and butter is. That's just your top of the funnel. You want to get them out of there into your ecosystem so that you can house it and control it and all that stuff.
Right. 100%. I feel like my
Yeah, I
microphone
think it's
keeps
all.
going in and
Mhm.
out. There
Oh,
we go. Sorry. Good. Here, we're going to go to Christina real quick while we fix this. So hopefully you guys can hear us okay.
you know what I love about this studio? Let's talk about this studio. What
Yeah.
is this studio going to do for small businesses?
Let's do it.
What do you plan on doing with this for small businesses?
It's going to be awesome. So John, we've talked about this in previous podcasts, is crazy. And
Loco.
he's like, hey, I just rented a building with 12 offices with all the, in the middle of tax season. You guys are talking over your guests. Oh, that's good. Okay. So then we can hear it over Christina.
We're talking over our guests.
Yeah, when she was talking. We'll get it eventually, guys. Thank you, Auntie Bones. So John is like, I'm gonna get this building and completely renovated. And so here we are. And we moved all of our stuff over yesterday and today. So we're having to reset all of our equipment and things once we had it working great. So stick with us in the next couple weeks. We'll have it working perfect. We're going to do like bars across the top. So all of our wires are off the floor. There won't be any stands. It'll all be hanging and really nice. And we'll be able to move the lights and do backdrops for photographs and things like that. And then rent out the space, hopefully, for people that want to use it for podcasting. We have people all the time ask us to use the space for podcasting. So this gives us the ability to do that.
Yeah. And what's great about that is, that we're going to be able to rent it out to people that want to use it. The business project is going to be able to offer like some back end services out of that. So you just come in, record, and the business project will handle everything else.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. So many people have ideas that they want to share, have stuff that they want to talk about, but don't know anything about the technology part of it, the process around it. So you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's going to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've had several people come to me and they're like, I want to start a podcast, and they just want me to get their equipment set up, and then they have no plan beyond that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know so many people like that.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than the equipment.
100%.
Yeah. So, and then you're going to talk about collaborating and bringing more people in and talk about what you're going to do with the rest of the space.
Yeah, so this building has multiple offices. So we're going to be renting those offices out. And the goal is to bring in businesses that can truly support the small business community, like lawyers, insurance agents, marketing, right? Things like that, website design, all that good stuff, sales coaches, things that small business owners need to be able to help and grow a successful business. And on top of that, we're offering shipping services.
Yeah.
So if
that'll be cool.
Yeah, you work from home and you need an address, we got you. And you can receive and ship your packages from here from every carrier.
The mailboxes are so cute.
You see them?
I like them. Yeah, they're really cute. It's
Just
gonna be
wait
fun.
till they're in position and looking nice and ready to go. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I think that this leads into a good conversation about the importance of just jumping in, even if you don't have it all figured out.
Yeah.
A lot of people, either when starting a business or when wanting to add a service or, change something in your business, or maybe you feel like what you're doing is not working anymore, but you don't know, you're like afraid to take the next step. I think, I know in all of my past experience with business, if I just say yes and then figure it out as we go, like build the ship as we go, I mean, make sure that it's something that you can deliver. Don't just say yes to like building a rainbow to the moon or something. Make sure it's something that you can deliver. But if you like are 80%, 90% sure that you've got most of the things figured out, but you're just waiting on the next, 15 or 20%, then just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. The information on how to do it is out there. And most of the stuff you're going to learn is you're going to learn as you go. Just be willing to learn. Don't be stubborn. Be willing to learn.
Yep. 100%.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, we fumbled through this one today.
Oh, we did good.
We did good.
We always fumble well.
Yeah. It's going to get better and better. You guys, I'm excited. We'll give you a tour of the podcast room and of the offices. I'll post it tomorrow. I'll post a tour on Facebook and Instagram tomorrow. YouTube Shorts. So you guys can see the behind the scenes. And then we're excited to see you next week. We'll have pictures. And I miss my white tree. It wouldn't fit in my car.
Bring it over here.
Yeah, we'll have the white tree.
Be a nice addition.
My favorite thing in the world. And then we will see you next week. We have no idea what we will be talking about, but I guarantee you it will be good.
I can't wait to see how this thing, we're going to have guests here talking. We're going to be able to it's just going to be a totally new experience.
Joe Padula is mad at me every Thursday. I'm on his show every Thursday morning. And every Thursday morning, he gets mad at me because we have not had him as a guest yet.
How can we not have had Joe Padula as a guest?
I know.
That guy
He's like really mad.
No, not good. We don't want Joe Padula mad at us. Joe, love you, Joe.
Yeah, we're gonna he'll be our first guest when we come back.
Let's do it.
All right.
You heard it from us.